What's going down, YouTube? It's your boy Swisher coming back at you. You know what I'm saying? Got my Texans gear on. You know what I'm saying? So I already know we're gonna be talking about some Texans, man. But before I do that, man, congratulate your boy one time, man. I just found out that I'm gonna be a father. You know what I'm saying? Like it just got real for my life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to it. But anyway, back to those Texans, and I did a video. I don't think it got uploaded, but you know, in regards to my boy Sticky Larry, when he says, when he did his video saying should we clean house, my opinion on that is no. But the areas where we should look at, as a concern, are the strength and conditioning program, because back to back years, you know, guys have been hurt at star positions. And, it's bad enough that those guys get hurt, but then they get hurt for the season. And now, you don't necessarily have adequate backups behind them that can, fill in the void. So I would definitely, take a serious look at our strength and conditioning program and those staff members, because these injuries, they've happened back to back years. And then for some odd reason, it's like whenever the schedule is built around us having to go play teams that don't have a dome, these type of injuries occur, and maybe it's just me, being the true Southerner that I am. I'm gonna call it out for what it is. I don't necessarily think that it's a soft tissue thing or nothing like that. It's more along the lines of when those colder conditions come, we're not. I don't necessarily think that this team is accustomed to playing, in those type of environments. So, which in most cases, when we've been in the cold, has led to poor performances. You know what I'm saying? Think I'm lying? Go check out the old Green Bay game a few years ago. Cold weather. All of the New England games, except for a few that was early. But hold on. Get your ass off my bed. Sorry about that. But that's just my own personal opinion on that. But overall, man, I definitely think that Rick Smith should go ahead and just consider this. You know what? This is a lost season. It is what it is. We've got too many guys hurt at key positions to try to, be all, well, we're gonna coach it right. We're gonna coach it better. We're gonna try to go 8-8 and get to the playoffs. That would be all nice and all, you know what I'm saying? But let's call it for what it is. These teams aren't gonna just collapse. You know what I'm saying? These teams aren't just gonna have heart attacks at, certain positions. These guys aren't gonna pull a Kubiak. You know what I'm saying? And while I'm on the subject, heart attacks aren't funny. You know what I'm saying? I'm not laughing at the fact that Gary Kubiak had a heart attack on the field and all that good jazz, but it's just facts. Guys aren't gonna have a heart attack out there. So I don't see Jacksonville or Tennessee necessarily imploding yet. Now, when they get to the playoffs, we'll definitely see what these two teams are made of, seeing as how they will be representing the AFC South. Unfortunately, it won't be us. But like I said, it is what it is. But moving right along, like I was saying, if I'm Rick, I'm starting the free agent process now, and I'm bringing in guys. I would bring in a few guys on the active roster now so that they could learn a system. You don't necessarily have to play them. Well, one guy you could, seeing as how the injuries have piled up at that position. But outside of Ladarius Green, you can bring guys in and put them on the shelf. Let them just sit back and learn the playbook. These last couple of weeks, go into the off season, this way they have a full offseason to learn, the offensive or defensive playbook, and you keep it rolling. Now, I know when you guys heard me mention a tight end, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys shit your pants and is raging at the screen talking about, D, man, we need offensive line and secondary help. No shit, motherfuckers. I'm not dumb. I'm not Ray Charles. I can fucking see that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can see that shit. And I have multiple solutions, but I'm only going to give one as far as the offensive line. I'm not going to give all my secrets away. You know what I'm saying? But looking at our offensive line, we have Julian Davenport, future starter. Nick Martin, future starter. Greg Mance, maybe. So, like I said, we're gonna just gonna put those guys in there. So we have Mance, Davenport, Martin, which leaves us with two positions on the offensive line in the field, which is left tackle and left guard. Ironically, both the guys that played those positions right now absolutely suck ass. You can't sit here and tell me that Kendall Lamb, or you guys are really expecting Kendall Lamb to have multiple game performances where he's just a stout pass blocker. I mean, I've given up on him on the run game. He ain't generating no push, but I'm talking about as in the pass game, really? It's not happening. I'm just being honest with you guys. It's just not. Goddamn Chad Slade as a guard. It's not happening. Xavier Su'a-Filo as a guard. It's not happening. Got to get rid of those guys. You know what I'm saying? We had opportunities to go get better players in those drafts, and we decided to settle for undrafted free agents and all that, and low round picks. And you wonder why we're having offensive line problems. Now don't get me wrong, some teams around the league have constructed their offensive lines around late round picks, but they pick the right guys. Keyword, right guys, folks. The right guys. Rick Smith, on the other hand, he's going out and picking the cheapest, biggest guy he can find. That's not how you win football games, bro. And he's slowly but surely seeing that. This year is a prime product of it. And it's funny because I'm sitting back last year around before the offseason even began, and I'm going, we need some offensive linemen, guys. And a lot of you guys kept saying, nah, bro, we're good. We just need secondary help and we'll be all right. I sat back and told you. I told you this would happen. And guess what? It's happening. I sat there and said, if the Texans don't franchise tag AJ Boye, he's probably going to go somewhere, get paid, and increase their secondary. All things which have happened. He's hop skipped to a division rival, pussy ass. And now he's with Jalen Ramsey's gay ass. They're considered the top two. Well, not top two, but they're considered a formidable 1-2 punch at corner. You know what I'm saying? And like it or not, you got to respect it now. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to a lot of the Houston fans. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, but I'm with you guys. When we come back fully healthy next year with Watson, oh yeah. You remember what happened to Tennessee with those 57 points? I can see that happening a lot within the division. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. You know what I'm saying? But moving right along, like I was saying, to those offensive lines and how we could fix it. Looking at it for what it is, I would sign whoever. Like I said, I haven't really just, nosedived into who will be free agents, because I don't normally do that until guys have actually been waived or cut by their teams, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, looking at it for what it is, I would sign the best guard off the rip. The best guard. Not tackle, the best guard that's out there. dish out the money to him, have him come here, end of discussion. Now, how does that help us? Well, you already got Nick Martin, who's proving that he can be a dominating center. And like I said, you go and you get a dominating guard, it affects the run game drastically. And when you can run the ball, guess what? You can impose your will on teams. If you getting 5, 6, 7 yards on first down, guess what? You are easily in 2nd and 3, a lot. 3rd and 1, a lot. Manageable situations. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, those are the type of situations you want to be in. And when you go and get a guard that has that kind of power to, first combo block with your center and then work his way up to the linebacker, that's how big runs are sprung. Now, true enough, it requires receivers to do their part, blocking to turn 15-yard gains into 70-yard touchdowns. But like I said, it is what it is. But in order for that running back to get there, that guard more than likely has to do his job. And like I said, if you go and get a really good one, more than likely he will do that job. Now, as far as the left tackle goes, seeing as how we've done so much wheeling and dealing with the Browns, I say fuck it, goddammit. Let's make one more. One of those 3rd round picks that we have, I'd offer that. And if just to sweeten the deal, to know that I'm going to get this guy, I'd offer a 4th from next year and say, give me Joe Thomas. He's old. This is the part where you really should try to finesse here and be like, look, he's old. You guys can get some picks for him. Young guys, you're already going to revamp your line anyway. Sell that dream. Sell the fuck out of that dream. Because even now, and I truly believe that going into the next year, that Joe Thomas will still be considered a top 5 elite tackle in this league at his age. Which, by the way, you guys, he would buy you at least a good 2 more years. So this way you can draft. Remember, we didn't have a first round pick because we traded for Watson, and then we don't have one for next year. So if you get Joe Thomas in the mix, now you suddenly bridge gap that position with a really good option at that position. All while, going into the next year's process, you can then, when you have a 1st round pick, guess what? You can you can draft your future left tackle, just like you did with Dwayne Brown. I'm just saying, that's what I would do as far as the offensive line goes. Now, as far as the secondary, you guys already know. I meant it, and I said it and I meant it. I meant it from day one. If Malcolm Butler is smart, he should be looking at this situation and go, I can truly get paid down in Houston. Straight up. I work hard. I do my job. I'm consistent. New England doesn't want to pay me. They brought in a whole nother motherfucker that's sorrier than me. And he's getting paid and I'm not. Just to motivate me to work harder. Nah, fuck that. I've already gotten 2 Super Bowl rings. Let's see if I can go get another elsewhere. That's the move I would make. If I'm Malcolm Butler, that's how I'm looking at that situation. And guess what? I'm not stopping there. If I'm Malcolm Butler, I'm saying, look, hey, Tremaine Johnson, I'm going down to Houston, bro. I could use a running gun man. If we can make those 2 moves happen in corner, I'll take it. Because remember, you have Kevin Johnson he would be that 3rd guy. Now, like I said, most teams, they come out in 3 wide receiver sets. So if you have 3 legit corners, you good. Like I said, with the pass rush coming back that we would have, those guys wouldn't have to cover long. And we all know that Kevin Johnson, he breaks really, really, really well on those slant routes and, the skinny post and whatnot, those type of routes where it requires more agility than speed. He breaks on those balls, which would in return get him a lot of interceptions, in my personal opinion. Now, as far as the safeties go, seeing as how, again, we don't have a first or second round pick, I'm go ahead and I'm signing if Kenny Vaccaro does become a free agent. As much as I prefer Eric Reed over him, I would still bring in Kenny Vaccaro because he reads plays well. He's not a major liability in coverage, and when it comes down to it, he will come and knock you the fuck out straight up. We haven't had a physical presence like that in the back end since Bernard Pollard, and we need that. Now, who would be his running mate? I know you guys are kind of infatuated with Marcus Gilchrist, but he's not a long-term answer goal. He's not a long-term answer to me. There, I would go ahead and bring in Eric Reed. With the money that they would pay him, I would pay Eric Reed with that money. This way, you know you have two bona fide hitters on the back end. So when you have a pass rush, again, when you have a pass rush like ours, you know that teams are going to have to get the ball out quick. And when they have to do that, when you have hitters on the back end like that, the odds of balls being popped up in the air go up. The odds of receivers getting timid when they see defenders, it happens, which can result in turnovers just straight like that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm coming up on 16:30, so I'm out.